Bienvenido a BMRnews.com. The news before the news, where we uncover the truth. You got to teach me that in Spanish. Maria Welch, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're here at the Mayoral Forum, put together by the Hispanic Chamber along with the Baltimore NAACP and the Greater Baltimore Urban League. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Donnie?
Todo está bien. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, gracias. Y muchas gracias for all the things that you do and how you always make sure that our community is represented and that we have a seat at the table. Thank you so much.
That's very important to me. I have Latino blood.
I know you do. Boricua, I love it.
Boricua. For those who may not know, let's start with telling them what they need to know, how to get more information about the Hispanic Chamber.
Wonderful. Well, the Maryland Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is a chamber of commerce here in Maryland that supports the Hispanic Initiative, and you don't have to be Hispanic to be a part of the chamber. You just want to do business with the Hispanic community and Hispanic businesses, and that's all it takes. You can go to mdhcc.org, mdhcc.org, and we have a website that just takes you everywhere you want to go, and you see the collaborations that we have, such as with the Urban League and also with the NAACP and our Asian Pacific communities, Middle Eastern communities, the communities everywhere. It's all about one big community here.
Okay. As it relates to today's forum, did you hear anything that impressed you?
Well,
I'm going to ask you very generic, so that way you don't have to endorse Donnie Glover for mayor.
Wait a minute. That changes everything now.
Well, they didn't know I was running. I'm running as something. Okay.
That changes everything.
What were you looking to hear from these candidates?
Well, the crime situation I really wanted to hear a little bit more about because not only is the crime in general, but we also have crime with the immigrant community and they're being targeted. So that's one of the issues that we really wanted to hear a little bit more about. But education, education is something that's extremely important in our community, and we also have an issue where we have undocumented children who come here at the age of maybe 2 months or 1 year. They go through the system, they go to school, they get their grades, they do everything their parents say, and then they finish high school, and then what's next? It's college. Then they have a situation where they don't have their Social Security. That's a real one because they came here as undocumented children. So I'd like to hear more about our specific situation with the community, with Hispanics and immigrants in general. But I was very pleased to hear what they were talking about with development. I do believe that there are some challenges here. We need to attract the community. It's not just about developers. It's about the people within the city, giving them the opportunity, not taking their houses away because of the water bill.
Is that not the most egregious thing you've heard?
It's very upsetting. It just makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean, especially in tough economic times, and then they say, well, I mean, you don't know what to believe in terms of reports. Let's go to the topic of business, negocio. Were you impressed? Did you hear anything that inspired you or gave you optimism? I mean, you know the challenges of small and let alone minority or Latino or black businesses. You work with them all day, every day. Your thoughts?
Well, I'd like to see and hear a little bit more about the MBE program and how the city is really going to be more accountable as far as not to set specific goals for minorities, but really to look at percentages of how many Hispanics are involved, Asian Americans, African Americans. We need to have a little more diversity and a little more access. I do think that there's some more work that needs to be done, though I've seen how it's been evolving and it's hopeful, but I want to hear more about that. I want to see what really is going to happen to attract business. I would love to bring my business here to Baltimore. I would love to have more involvement in the community with my company here, and I want to see how they're going to make that happen and attract companies like mine.
I've been hearing about property taxes in the upwardly mobile communities, upwardly mobile white and black communities. I've been hearing in the black community employment, jobs. Is there an issue or two or three that resonate in the Latino, in the Hispanic community?
Well, of course, jobs is critical. It's very important. And we also have the other layer of the undocumented worker as well. So our situation can be a little bit more challenging than I would like to say the citizens of this country because we want to work, but then there's some obstacles that do come into place. We have the secured communities issues that there was a resolution passed in City Council 2 days ago, which we do appreciate, with immigration, with ICE. So we need to make take away those barriers so that people can just be here, they can live, they can feel safe. that they can walk the streets and not worry that they're being profiled. We can't have something like the SB 170 come here like in Arizona. We can't do that.
Okay. You know, I really feel for the indigenous peoples, and that's who, I mean, they say Latino, but I see the indigenous peoples, the peoples who were here before this country was formed. And I don't know that you want to answer this, but when I hear Lou Dobbs and CNN busing quote-unquote illegals in the head, I can only remember that this country was actually shanghaied, stolen from the indigenous peoples. And so I just wondered what your thoughts are. I mean, maybe you side with Lou Dobbs and CNN.
Oh my goodness, bite your tongue. Aren't we friends? What's up with that? What happened now? I don't understand. ¿Qué pasó? No, I think it's all about comprehensive immigration reform when it comes to our immigrant community. We really need to have some understanding and some strict rationale behind how we're going to address the situation, not sending people home. They're breaking up families right now. They're coming in under the guise of secure communities.
That's horrible. The little girl was born here, or the son was born here, and then they get hemmed up, and then everybody goes back. Yes. And it bothers me. I'll tell you something else. I'm going to editorialize. I'm too far gone. I think black people ought to be more mindful and sensitive to the indigenous challenges. Some would say the Latino challenges, the Hispanic challenges, simply because there are a lot of commonalities. And that's what I think.
And I appreciate that, Donnie, and I think that's why this collaboration and this unification with the Maryland Hispanic Chamber, with our community, with the NAACP and the Urban League, those are very important steps, and that's how people start to see the integration of our communities. And as you said, we have a story, we all have a story, and it's about coming together, because that's what makes everyone afraid. Once we all come together.
Hey lady, I saw, what was it, 2 years ago down in DC, the immigration?
Yes.
Lady, I saw a mass organization of people, mucho gente.
Absolutely.
In a very short time. Mm-hmm. And I looked at, this was before Obama's election, if I'm not mistaken, and I said, wow, whoever can tap that population could win anything.
We're growing, and that's the whole thing. That's why they're afraid of us, because we're here becoming citizens. And if you've been part of our journey and you've supported our journey and you've helped us, we're going to be there to help you. But we'll also remember when you weren't there for us and when you turned your back on us. And it's about our community as a whole, Donnie. That's what it is. And we're doing that now with the NAACP and the Urban League, and just working together and showing that we're one. We're one. I'm African Caribbean, and I look Irish, but that's my roots and my family. So that's what we're doing. We're showing how the power can happen by unification and just really caring for one another and empowering each other.
Thank you for your time. Mucho gusto. Mucho gracias.
Igualmente. Love you.
Love you back. Maria Welch, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Keep watching BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.